Ah, lunar eclipses. How do they go? This is going to be fun. Let's watch this video here.
For all those people saying the lunar eclipse debunks the flat earth, you're completely wrong. I'm going to let this video play
He's going to let
once
it
again.
play. I'm going to let
Look
his
at
video
all
of him
this
letting it play.
footage
I'm going
and
to let it play.
realize the most important aspect of this is during sunrise. I can't explain this.
If the darkening area of the moon is believed to be the Earth's shadow, then why isn't the shadow appearing on the other side, or the bottom of the moon?
If the sun were being blocked by the curvature of the Earth, then the shadow should have been on the lower part of the moon, and the light from the sun, or the lit part of the moon, should have been at the top where the shadow is. It's
So, as D. Marble was explaining there, he thinks that the shadow's on the wrong side of the moon, and that obnoxious music, the Hans Zimmerman score, just really drives home the point that when you de-explain something, it's true. The shadow must be on the wrong side. You heard the music. That was the great reveal. But the fact is, the shadow is not on the wrong side. The lunar eclipse is a result of the motion of the moon through the sky, but it's not the motion that D. Marble thinks it is. It's not the daily movement of the entire sky, which we see the sun rise and set and the moon rise and set. Everything comes up in the east and sets in the west. In this picture here, the moon is setting in the west, but the shadow is on this side, and he's confused because he says the moon's going this way. It's coming down. Why is the shadow up here? Well, the reason is because the motion that's causing the shadow to move across the moon is the other motion of the moon that I guess D. Marble doesn't know about. Did you know that the moon goes through a cycle every month? It starts as the new moon, when the moon is near the sun, and then about 14 days later is the full moon, and that's when the moon is on the opposite side of the earth from the sun, and that's when you get eclipses. But you see, the moon has to move from one side to the other, and that takes about 28 days or so. And in this case, that motion is going the other direction. So let's take a look in Stellarium here, and you can see I've taken this. This is the eclipse that we're going to have here in a couple of days, and I've moved my location somewhere closer to the east coast so you can see it's close to sunrise. This is west. The moon is coming down. The eclipse has already begun, and the shadow is on the top of the moon. And if we go ahead and start the motion, let me make sure we track the moon here. We start the motion going here, and we see the shadow moves from the top down to the bottom of the moon. There it goes. We should be getting close to the horizon, I believe, and probably close to sunrise. Dun, dun, dun. There's the horizon. So here we are at about, what time is this? 4:45 local time in that area where I've set this thing. And the moon is just about fully eclipsed. As I said, it's moving down in the sky because the whole sky is moving down. But the moon is actually moving this way through the sky, and it's passing into the Earth's shadow going this direction. If we can see, go ahead and speed it up again. You see the moon moving against those stars? Let's go ahead and turn off everything here so you can see. I'm going to back this up. Alright, the moon is moving this direction. That's way too fast. Oops. Back up here. Alright, so as the eclipse starts, the moon is moving through the sky this way. The Earth's shadow is right here. Right here. This is the Earth's shadow, right here. You can't see it. The sun is on the opposite side of the sky. But when the moon moves through the shadow, That's the direction that it enters the shadow from, because that's the direction that the moon is moving through the sky. From west to east, not east to west. See these stars? The moon is moving past the stars. As it moves through the shadow, comes out the other side, and continues moving in this direction. It's going to continue moving in that direction until it gets back to where the sun is, and that's when you're going to have your new moon again. Every 28 days, you get a full lunar cycle. That's why the shadow is on the right side. It's not on the wrong side. The motion of the moon is what causes that shadow to appear from the top and go down, because the moon is moving this way, not this way through the sky.